Hello, my YouTube family, my brothers and sisters out there. I'm back with another video while I'm vending, while I'm selling my drinks. Today I'm selling Gatorade and Coke and water. What I'm selling. I hope I'm showing y'all right. I hope y'all can see it. And I'm here with another video on narcissistic abuse. And the topic of my video is co-parenting with a narcissist. And for whoever don't know what narcissism is, it is a personality disorder. I just recently found out about it. I'm still learning about it myself. And they have a high and highly inflated ego, very abusive, very egotistic, highly entitled. They can't survive off a narcissistic supply. They gotta have some kind of supply. Whether it is the they have to have some kind of supply. They target their victims. When they target their victims, they want to use them for something, some kind of supply, whether if they have their own ride, money, or anything. They don't view people as humans. They view people as objects to use. And they get their supply off of using people, being very abusive. They suffer some kind of trauma abuse when they were a child. Their parents may have been narcissists. They either been physically or sexually abused. And they have no empathy, no compassion. Those things weren't instilled in them when they were a child. Their caretaker had abused them, or emotionally, or were emotionally neglectful. It comes from poor parenting. Anyway, also, your narcissistic parents are the reason for attracting narcissism, toxic people in your life in the first place, which is another video in itself. Both of my parents were narcissism and mentally dysfunctional. Also, narcissists get you pregnant. They get you pregnant on purpose to trap you, to keep you in mesh, to keep you trauma bond. That child becomes a pawn piece to use and abuse and manipulate you, to control you. They use the child as leverage to do those things. Before I get started in the main topic of the video, can you please do me a favor by subscribe, and share my videos, and also leave a comment. I would like to hear from you, because your comments can be therapy to me or somebody else. who's dealing with the same issues, or being narcissistically abused by either their parents or their partners. Well, anyway, anyway, as far as co-parenting with a narcissist, it's very impossible to co-parent with them. Because it's more like a competition. Because the narcissists, they come to no agreement. The child is upon peace, and they're very difficult to get along with. And every conversation you have with them very quickly turns into a debate, an argument, a competition. They love to win an argument. They can't stand to be wrong. And also with me dealing with my son's father, I was an empath, a pushover, a people pleaser, but I was still treated very poorly, very abusive by my son's father. Yes, I was. And I had these ants are out here biting, these fire ants in Florida. The one just bit me. I gotta get some peppermint oil that'll keep them away. Gotta get some more peppermint oil. Gotta move around some. These ants are biting. I'm here in Florida. Well, anyway, but after when I had my child, he was very well. During the time I was pregnant, he was very disengaged, very distant. Hardly heard anything from him. Go for months without hearing from him, but very unconcerned. The times that I did go and visit, it was like I wasn't even there, but it was like I was invisible, busy on the phone with his friends, totally ignored. Totally, completely ignored. And by that I had my child, and he came to the hospital to visit me. He's very insulting me on my appearance right after I gave birth to his child. And then when I came home with my baby, he wanted to take the child over to his aunt's house where he was living at, and didn't want me to come along. Didn't even want to give me a chance to bond with my child. That just gave birth to him. And oh, wait a minute, I have a customer here. Oh, thanks, appreciate you. She just gave me a bag of Cheetos. It's nice of her. Well, anyway, he wanted to take my son, my baby, and being young, and didn't want me to come along. You know, I was a people pleasing pushover, very naive, young, and I was like, why can't I come? No, come tomorrow. No. They want to see the baby. They don't want to see you. It's very nasty, very hateful. I remember all of it. So I let him take them. Then I became, you know, became very depressed and wanted to go and get my baby. You don't. I took my uncle over there with me, and we went back and got my baby, and he had an attitude. You don't take a newborn baby away from the mother right after she gave birth to him. She carried that baby for 9 months, and went through all them labor pains and felt all the kicks and stuff. That is very emotional. He don't understand and don't want to understand. He's a narcissist. So I went back and got him, and he caught me fussing at me, talking about that was wrong what I did. And the blanket he had him wrapped up, and he spitefully took it away from him. Well, even though everything he bought for me, kept it over his house. I mentioned that in my last video on narcissists getting people pregnant on purpose. And after that, he gave me a baby shower. Well, the baby shower was really for him. And it was all at the baby shower. My 2 aunts went there, and it was just a whole bunch of gifts. Showing me all the gifts and everything, but he ended up keeping the gifts and telling me in a nasty way, buy your own. Oh, wait a minute, I have another customer. Thank you, appreciate it. Oh, it was a donation of $3. People are so nice. Anyway, gave me a baby shower and told me to buy your own. One of his friends that bought me a very nice, very expensive stroller. I think it was at least about $200 and something. I never seen this stroller again. Never seen it. Bottle sterilizer he kept at his house. And I had to use a regular pan to sterilize my baby bottles, and he didn't give a flying crap. He did not care. He didn't care about how his actions affect his child. He, and he knew I was and he knew at the time I was on no, I was on government assistance. And he knew I was on. He knew I was on government assistance at the time because I had a child. And when you want government assistance for having a child, you don't get very much, very little. And those things that was at the baby shower, I needed them, and he kept everything. He kept it. Just kept everything. No empathy. Like I said, oh, it's another customer. You want soda?
You got change? For 10?
Yeah. Wait a minute, I have a customer. No, I don't have diet soda.
Alright, just water. I just want a 5-pack.
Okay.
I respect you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got my own water. But you're selling something, you're not over here with a fucking... I respect that. I know times are tough out here.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Oh, I got a Gatorade soda and water. Gatorade $2, soda and water's $1.
Thank you so much. That's a nice service. I love it. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Minute, YouTube. I gotta re-up on some more Gatorade. Like I was saying, he gave me a baby shower and kept everything. You have to. Narcissists have no compassion, no empathy, and you would have to have no compassion, no empathy to be able to do that. Like they get you pregnant on purpose, not because they love you, because they want a lifetime of narcissistic supply. They want to keep you under their control. It's a trap. He wanted to keep getting them every weekend while he was just a baby, and they don't realize that is too much on a child. But they do that to get out of paying child support, to get narcissistic supply from it, to attract new love interests or victims, to have everybody thinking that they're such a good guy, good father, when behind closed doors they are abusing them, mistreating them, either emotionally or physically. because there was times when he sent them home, wasn't even clean right, still poop on his butt. And that is too much on a child, getting them every week. But narcissists don't care if you get them one day, they have them one day, you have them one day. They don't care. They're trying to find the cheapest way out of paying child support. That's what that is. And I did take him down child support because I wasn't getting any support from him. He would buy things for me, keep them all at his house. Even when he was a baby, he would come he would come pick him up. I would send some toys and rattles and stuff for him to play with. That was stupid on my part. Not knowing any better. But the things I was sending over there, he would keep. He won't bring them back. And so my child would end up with no toys. I would buy. There's another customer or donation.
What do you got?
I got Coke, water, and I just got Gatorade.
Yeah.
Water.
Just the water.
Okay.
What do I owe you?
That was $1.
Okay. You got change? I'll give you a couple extra bucks.
So how much you want me to give you back?
Just give me back what I'm saying. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks, appreciate it.
You got it. Take care, all right?
Okay. Sorry, I had the phone in between my arm and my breast. Like I said, I had bought him a bike when he was 2 years old. And his father would get him, and I would send the bike over there. He was sitting back without the bike, and would say, I forgot. Each time I keep asking him, I forgot. Knowing darn well he did it on purpose. It seemed like everything he did was focused on hurting me. And he didn't give a damn about how his child was being affected by it. So my child had no toys, no bike, because he was keeping things over his house to be spiteful and vindictive. To be vindictive or get an emotional response, because that's what they do. They like to emotionally abuse. So I had to call the police to get his bike back, because not only wasn't fair to me, it wasn't fair to him. But when they hurt the victim, they don't care if it affects the child. They don't care. They don't give a damn about the child at all. The child is just a pawn piece. The hurt and abuse their victim. They don't love that Narcissists do not love their children, and that is a hard and bitter pill to swallow. They don't. They are not emotionally connected to their children. And I noticed that the times he would be around my son, he showed them very little affection at all. At all. And they don't care. They don't love their children. They don't care about them. They're not emotionally connected. And then he would constantly keep sending me to court. Keep sending me to court to get custody. They want custody because they want control. That's what that is. They want to control everything. I remember when my child was just 1 year old, and me and him was at his house. Of course, as a 1-year-old, he was into everything because he didn't have no toys at his house. And he kept hitting on them like he's supposed to know any better. And then, when they're 2 years old, they're exploring, they're curious, especially when they don't have nothing to occupy them. One time he was playing with the toilet paper, and he was just 1 year old, and he hit him and knocked him on the floor. The floor, and his head hit the floor. Real hard, real abusive. I should have said something, but narcissists are so hateful and evil. They use rage. They use rage and anger to keep their victim in line. And because my father was not narcissistic, he didn't tell me anything about this. I was never taught about any red flags of guys being abusive. Nothing at all. He thought, rather than teach me anything, it made more sense just to keep me locked up in the house. Like I said, that's another video. And I remember we went to court for custody when he was 6 years old, and I had a lawyer, and he had a lawyer, and I won the custody. But he tried every trick in the book to try to make it seem like I'm an unfit parent. I'm an unfit parent. I'm crazy. Well, after the court case was over and I won the court case, he became more abusive. He kept coming around my house, nitpicking, stalking, harassing phone calls. I wish I would have known about narcissistic abuse back then. And I still suffer from PTSD because of it. And they need to be teaching this stuff in school, in schools, and in religious establishments, and the churches. It is a nightmare co-parenting with them. That's why I said in my video, be careful who you get pregnant by. You either use protection, or if you got pregnant, or if you get pregnant by somebody, by a guy, and you suspect he's a narcissist, and he's acting funny and abusive and distant, talk to a lawyer before you give birth to that child. Do all that custody stuff before you give birth to that child, because the narcissists do not like court order. They want to do things when they want to do it. They do not like child support, and also had him down child support. They want to do what they want to do when they get ready. They violate court orders, keep the child for longer than what the court order says, just to get you emotionally, just to affect you emotionally, get you emotionally upset. My son's father did that to me. And like I said, if you're pregnant by a narcissist, they do them court procedures before you give birth to that child, because they are a nightmare to co-parent with. Talk to a lawyer before you give birth to that child. Go through the court procedures before you give birth to that child. Have all the custody and the visitation established, and get supervised visits. Order that the narcissistic parent has supervised visits, because they will hurt and abuse your child just to be spiteful and vindictive to you. Well, I'm conclude this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe and share my video and leave a comment. Thank you.